You said it's a man's world. What do you mean by that specifically?
Yeah, tell us.
As a woman, it's not easy to make a million, and she's a woman doing that. So it's like, that's not easy. Not saying for men it's not, but it's like, it's really a man's world.
I think it's actually easier to make $1 million as a female than as a male.
How?
I mean,
There's no.
You said how?
Yeah.
You said how?
Mhm.
Well, there's far more opportunities to women than men. If you look at all the richest women, are they millionaires and billionaires?
Do you think they're valued as much as a man?
Well, they don't deserve to be because they earned it through divorce or through, they got it through someone dying. Inheritance, excuse me. Yeah. All the richest women.
Trust fund.
Not all of them.
Is that
Like 9 out of
Some
the
of
top
them
10.
have their own
Statistic?
businesses and stuff like that.
If you take the top 10 richest women, like 9 out of 10 of them got it through divorce or inheritance.
They had their money and then they got their business, right? Is what you're saying?
is that
No,
it?
Well-
their husband had the business and then they got
They took over the business, is what you're saying?
or they inherited it, or they divorced him and took a bunch of money from him.
Yeah, either he
And then
passed
the
away.
money bought their business, is what you're saying.
They didn't
right?
buy it. They just got like they're entitled to 50% of everything that man made when they were together,
Gotcha.
and they typically don't work. So then what ends up happening is they get a bunch of that money because they didn't work. So they can say, well, I need to be able to maintain my lifestyle. So alimony, whatever it may be.
Just because.
So that's how women, because women have the ability to just marry rich, but if they do choose to work, they get more privilege than men do. I mean, why do you think the president had to sign an executive order for DEI? What? Just saying, like, who does DEI benefit specifically? I would argue it benefits you, and you the most, and you.
I mean,
It's literally called diversity, and inclusivity. And it's to benefit women. And if you're a female and you're a minority, that's a double whammy.
Black power.
So is it really a man's world?
I think
It's
it's
absolutely
changed.
a man's world.
Oh, you still think it is?
Yes.
Are you kidding?
Sure. Why do you think it's a man's world?
I mean, if you look at the rights that women have, like the U.S. is the best out of all the countries in terms of equality and pay and opportunity. But
Well,
if
I'm
you look
referring
across
to
the world,
I'm referring to the United States and first world countries.
okay, in a first world country still, women are less likely to get hired for men for higher level salaries and positions. So it's absolutely a man's world. And if a woman wants to go out and make money, what you just said is the only way she can become a millionaire or a billionaire is if she marries rich and divorces him.
No, I said that's a way that she could become rich.
You said that's 9 out of 10 of the
Of the
most
richest
rich
women, yeah.
women in the world.
Yeah, that should
So
tell you something.
still, it tells me that women still can't go get an equal paying salary job as a man and become a millionaire or billionaire on their own. Just my opinion.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's start with the rights thing first. Name one right that men have that women don't, or privilege. 'Cause I can't think of any.
Well, we
Well,
just got our rights taken
yeah.
away
Which
for abortions. So
If a man gets a woman pregnant, she literally, in several states and probably more, is going to have to illegally go get an abortion, which is extremely unsafe.
and if it's something
Men aren't
medical,
responsible
it
for
will,
that.
We never
uh,
had the right
kill
in the first
them.
place. We
Let's
never had the right.
let's switch it around. Let's say you get pregnant, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you say I want to get an abortion, and the guy says, "No, please keep the baby." Who decides if the baby lives or dies? You or him?
Keep the baby.
What if it's medical and
Hold
I
on.
can't?
That's extremely rare. That's like less than 5% of the situations. But with the woman, her life in danger, or rape, or incest, or any of this other stuff that I know you guys are probably going to mention whenever they make the abortion argument.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that, let's say you get pregnant, guy says, I want the child. You say no. Who chooses if the baby lives or not?
I don't think you can blanket
answer the question.
I am
Who-
about to answer it. I don't think you can blanket the situation. Technically, the women can make the
Woman,
choice
because they have to carry it.
Yeah.
and
Well,
deal.
it's in your
takes
body.
a toll on your body.
So
But
the point
what's-
is that who has 100% reproductive rights?
You do.
Yeah,
have
but
zero
they're getting
reproductive
taken
rights.
away. That's the point of what we just said.
No. You still have them.
If we want to go to a
still have
state
'em.
and illegally get an abortion,
In
which
Florida,
can
for example,
kill
in 6
us-
weeks, you can get an abortion.
In Florida.
A
Yeah,
lot of
in-
girls
in
don't
Florida, it's 6
know
weeks.
that early, though.
Okay,
mean,
fair. You can go to a state that allows you to have it longer. But the point I'm trying to make is you at least have the ability. We have 0 reproductive rights. So I find it interesting that you guys named the one thing. Oh, women don't have women
we
have
can
less
keep
rights than men and women.
going.
You guys actually have more rights and privileges than we do.
Okay, what rights and privileges do you think that you have that you don't have that we have? Besides
Okay, we just went over
reproduction?
one now. Thank you
Besides
for proving
that.
my point for me. That's a big one.
I didn't
you literally
prove it. I'm
choose.
just listening.
You literally choose who gets born or who doesn't in the United States. That's huge.
Always.
Then number
That's
2.
per state, though. And
It's still a right that you have that I have 0 access to.
we can
It's
get
your body, your choice.
arrested.
Huh? Your body, your choice for real.
Yeah.
Right? And most states have some form of abortion. It might not be as long as you want, but the point is that you have that ability. We have none. Second, you guys don't have to go into the selective service. Do any of you know what that is?
Please
Exactly my
explain.
point.
No, explain though. What is it?
That's the point, though.
I'm
Hold
curious.
on. You do understand that the fact that you can say, explain the selective service to me is a privilege. Every man knows what selective service is, but women don't.
You mean like draft?
From like drafting, like to the military.
military.
Okay,
Yes,
okay. Now
draft.
I do
Yes.
know. Actually, I didn't hear you.
Mandatory, but either way, like it's not registering in the front of your head because for you guys,
When's
it
the
doesn't
last
matter.
time we had a mass draft?
Right.
Vietnam?
Well, yeah.
It's been a while.
Okay, so
Vietnam. But
Vietnam.
hold on.
Okay.
Again, privilege is visible to those that have it. If you're not in the selective service, whether there's a draft or not, you don't get federal funding. You can't get government jobs. You can't get a state job. A lot of opportunities are lost. You can't get a loan. So, yeah, it doesn't mean that there has to be a draft, but you could deal with some negative ramifications if you're not in it. Women don't have to worry about that. And I find it interesting that you guys can still vote because I look at it like we need skin in the game. If you want to be able to vote and have the commander-in-chief send us to war, you need to have skin in the game. But none of you guys have to go to war. But we do. But you could pick the president of the United States.
You think that determines if you should vote or not?
Absolutely.
So
What
we
does the
not
army
living
have
in
to
the
do
same
with
world?
the entire
Yeah.
running
We not
of
living in
How?
the same world.
Skin in the game, basically.
Okay.
What about the
Let
men?
me, hold on.
Okay, but now in Asia, everybody
Stop.
is-
Let's have a little civics lesson here.
Okay.
The President of the United States is the commander-in-chief. He runs the country. He is over all of our armed services, okay? The Secretary of Defense is right under him. Those two guys pretty much control all military conflicts, okay? Now, with that said, he runs everything. The fact that you guys can vote for that guy and we could go to war based on who you vote for, but you guys don't have to go to war, is ludicrous.
I mean, that's fair. I'm not going to argue with that because I can't imagine what it would be like to be afraid of getting drafted. But then again, those mothers' children are going to war as well. So they stand to lose
Isn't there an
their
age
child.
limit too? Like, doesn't it like stop at a certain point too? Like, you're like what, 35? or
Sure,
something,
but
you
I mean,
can't get
they can always executive order and increase the age depending on what it is. What's going on in Ukraine now? They're drafting like 50-year-old dudes. It depends on the manpower needed. But the point I'm trying to make is the whole reason we haven't gotten this conversation is that I can't really think of any rights or privileges that men have or enjoy that women don't have. But I can think of rights and privileges that you guys have that we definitely don't. So is it really a man's world?
A man is the
But
one
I
that put
feel
that
like-
system in place.
I'm sorry?
A man is the one that put that system in place. Woman
Interesting.
didn't create
Yeah,
that
but for you,
system.
though.
Yeah, but to your benefit.
Since when?
What?
Since the
the
1960s, I
system
would
wasn't
argue.
always like that.
Since the
Even with
1960s.
our rights, like we didn't always have those rights.
Yeah.
And why was it that we needed to have those rights in the first place? Because men never gave us those rights to begin with.
No, they gave them to you. You have them. And you have more some.
We have them now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And
So we
you-
But what
talking
I'm
about
trying
now.
to-
So why we talking about drafting and all that? If we talking about now.
Okay.
Wait.
She said it's a man's world. I said I disagree. I don't think so at all. And I was giving the example of the draft or the selective service system as to how women have privileges and advantages that men simply don't have. So you guys get all the benefits without putting in any skin in the game.
You know the worst part? You're still not happy. It's just like, what more do you want, man?
Because let's be honest here. As a female, right? You can go through life, go to school, get education, get a good high-paying job, and become a member of the contributing class. Awesome. But you can also choose to say, you know what? Fuck that. I'm just going to be hot, find a rich guy on a yacht, get married, and become rich that way. So men don't have that opportunity. We have to work no matter what. Then we also have to be in a selective service. We also don't get into clubs for free. We also don't get pretty privilege. We don't get a lot of benefits that you guys have for free.
That's fair.
That's fair.
That's
So-
fair, though.
I always say we live in what I call a gynocentric society where women get first right of refusal for everything. You guys live life on easy mode. And I'm one of the few people that says this. And this is because of feminism. People get mad. Oh, you're a misogynist. You're toxic. But it's true. I think women have all the advantages, all the benefits. And I mean, hey, it is what it is. I'm just saying what it is. It's the truth. You guys have all the advantages. Now, I think it's problematic when you guys get into leadership roles because women typically tend to have a more liberal agenda, and that creates problems. Look at the stuff. We let little boys play with little girls, and they start fucking you guys up in sports. And we had to get a president to come in and say, oh, there's two genders, and we got to get men out of women's sports. Yeah, that's like fucking common sense. But because women get into legislation, they want to be equal because feminism, let's give everybody rights, fucks it up for you guys. And you lose scholarships, get beat up in sports. Just sucks. So,
I do have to say, though, I did logistics for a while, and when I would try to get promoted, I'd always get trumped by a man.
They're probably better than you.
I mean,
Like,
plausible.
I mean, it's not possible. It's probable. And I'll tell you why. Every business, every company has an incentive to move women up. Because affirmative action, DEI, they want more women represented in the workplace. Was your job male dominated?
Actually, it was women dominated. It was for L'Oreal.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, he was probably better than you anyway. But the thing is that, like, you know, if you actually like measure the merit, a lot of the times women get jobs over men all the time. I mean, I used to work for the government. I'll never forget this. I saw FBI announcements, Secret Service announcements, Homeland announcements only for women. You would never see an announcement like that only for men, ever. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a male only, like,
job posting.
They'd get sued into the ground. Like, but the feminists would be rallying with the pink hats and saying, what the fuck, sue these guys.
You know what I see? You guys get all the benefits, and you still complain. I don't get it.
Not me.
Oh, no, you.
Aren't
Okay.
you complaining right now?
Huh?
Aren't you guys complaining
We
all
still
the
have a
time?
We're
right to
stating the
complain,
obvious,
though.
but
Well, we're telling you the truth and
I
correcting
think
your...
everybody has complaints about jurisdiction, and like, I don't think that it's just women.
I don't think
I think
we're
if you look deep enough, everyone's
We
got
have
a
a
problem
flawed
with
I
it.
don't think we're complaining. We're correcting your, you know,
misinformation.
incorrect worldview on, you know, male versus... Because the first thing you said is, like, men have more rights. And I was like, that's not true whatsoever. And then you went into abortion, which literally proves that women have more rights. Like, you made my argument for me. I was like, wow, she's really going to go into abortion?
Your body, your choice. Either
Anyway,
way.
anything else?
No.
Oh, and then there was the whole millionaire thing, right? Like, okay, so you two still think that the capacity to make money is the same skill set to attract and retain a man for marriage?
No.
It's not that it's the same, but the question also asked if you have a divorced mother and father, and why would you pick that instead of someone who's your friend? Obviously, their marriage didn't work out.
Well, your mom cheated on your dad.
Okay,
that's
so
why the
then
divorce.
obviously they had issues, so why would I go to them instead of a friend, no matter if she's single or not?
I see your point of view.
We're
Sister
doomed.
Morales.
We're doomed, bro.
Yeah.